Howdy folks, Sonny in the South. Hope everybody doing real good. Guinness Beer Meatloaf on the menu this evening. This is a spin-off from a traditional Irish meatloaf that's usually served with a cabbage cream sauce. We're not going to be doing it that way today. Here in the States, we usually use bell pepper and onion in our meatloaf. For this, you're going to need the French mirepoix. I got 2 stalks of celery, an onion, and 1 carrot that's chopped up, along with a package of baby bella mushrooms. We're going to get that in the skillet, get it sauteed, get us some Guinness Beer in there, let those vegetables braise in that beer until the beer is evaporated, leaving behind its flavor into the vegetables. Once those vegetables are done cooking and looking right, we're going to get it mixed up with a pound of 80-20 ground beef and a pound of pork. We're going to get some chopped parsley, a couple of eggs, and some cheddar cheese, along with some garlic powder and Worcestershire sauce, a little bit of salt and pepper. Get it all mixed up. We'll get it formed out on a sheet pan, lay a few slices of bacon on top, get it in the oven. While it's in the oven, we're going to whoop up a glaze here. I'm not real sure exactly how I'm going to do it yet, but I'm going to use some barbecue sauce and ketchup, some beef bouillon. Of course, we're going to use some more of that Guinness Beer to add some more of that hoppy flavor to the glaze. May use some other herbs and seasonings. Like I said, not sure just yet. Let's get to cooking. Get us some olive oil in this skillet. We're going to get our mushrooms in. They're chopped up there a little bit. Get us a little salt in just to speed this water extraction process up. We're just going to let these mushrooms saute down here just a minute or two to get some of that water out of them. We'll get us some celery in. About 2 stalks of diced celery. Got 1 carrot. Get that in here. Get our onion in. Get a little more salt on here. Get us a little pep in. Get a little more oil in here. Saute these over about a medium heat. Here for about 10 minutes till these vegetables are softened up pretty good. Smelling good. Alright, this has been sauteing here about 10 minutes and starting to soften up real nice. It's starting to stick. So some of the sugars is coming out of the carrots and the onions. And that's what we want. We'll get us some beer in here. We'll put about a half a bottle in, about 6 ounces. And we're going to let this sit here and simmer till those vegetables are done softening up and that beer is evaporated. We got all the beer cooked out of these vegetables. They're basically just frying in the oil that's left over. Let's start getting this mixed together. Alrighty, I popped these vegetables in the freezer for about 15 minutes just to get them to cool off. The meat's been in the refrigerator, so it's pretty chilled. We're going to get this chopped up bread in here that's been soaking in some milk. Get about a 1/4 cup chopped parsley in. We'll get some garlic powder in here. Do about a teaspoon and a half. Some Worcestershire sauce, a couple teaspoons, some cheddar cheese. We're going to put about a 1/4 cup of cheddar cheese in, 2 eggs in the pot, we got the oven preheating to 400. We're going to go in here and get all this mixed together. Just realized I left the salt and pepper out, so we're going to get some salt in here. About a teaspoon. Get some black pepper in. About a half to 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Make sure this is all well combined. Alright, looking pretty good. Let's get that out on the sheet pan. There's the oven ready. I'm just trying to form this into a loaf. About 2.5, 3 inches thick. Laying some bacon strips across the top here. I'm just very slightly overlapping them, and this bacon is going to render its fat while that cooks and keep that nice and moist. Let's get it in the oven. We're going to let that cook there. 375 actually what the oven's cooking at. We're going to let it go about 45 minutes to an hour, but we'll definitely check it with a temp probe. Make sure we're about 155, 160 internal. Alright, while that meatloaf is cooking, let's get a little sauce of glaze put together here. I'm going to get a little of this Guinness beer in the pot. I think I'm just going to pour the rest of that bottle in there, another 6 ounces. I'm going to let this sit here and bubble and reduce down pretty good, and then we'll get some other stuff in there. Alright, we got that beer knocked down by about half, concentrate its flavor. I think what I want to do here is something sweet and savory. And I'm going to try to measure all this stuff best I can for you. And this is about 1/3 cup of ketchup. I'm going to put some barbecue sauce in here, probably about 1/4 of a cup. Put a tablespoon brown sugar in. Another tablespoon of brown sugar. Get a few splashes of Worcestershire in. Put just a little bit of soy sauce in, about a teaspoon. I'll put a little smoked paprika in here, put about 1/2 of a teaspoon in. And just a little bit of red chili flake. Get this mixed together. Give this a little taste, see what adjustments it needs. That's pretty good. I'm going to get a little black pepper in there. I'm going to turn the heat back on that. I think that's going to work pretty good on this meatloaf. I'm going to let this sit here and kind of simmer and reduce and thicken up a little bit. Just a little bit thin, but not too much. Give this another taste. Yep, I'm going to leave that alone. Take a look at this meatloaf. See where we are on temp. 143, and it's been in there exactly 45 minutes. I'm going to give it about another 10 minutes, let it come up just a little bit more on the internal. Alright, I had that under the broiler about 2 minutes just to finish rendering the fat out of that bacon. It looks pretty good. Let's see where we are on temp. 158. That's in the 165, 167. So it is done inside. Let's get some of this glaze on here and get it brushed. And we'll drop it back in the oven, regular bake, until this kind of sets up a little bit. Gonna make it extra good. I tell you what, they're looking pretty good. We're gonna get this back in the oven, about 400 bake, until that glaze just kind of sets up. Gonna be extra good. There's our Guinness Beer meatloaf. Looking real good. We're going to get that sliced up as soon as it cools for about 5 minutes. Let's get this sliced through and on the plate. Take a little peep inside here, see what it's talking about. Smell pretty darn good, that's for sure. She still got a good little bit of moisture in there. Get it on a plate, get some dinner put together. Let's take a little taste of this. Boy, it is moist. Boy, that's good. That is delish. Get us some sauce drizzled on. Get some of these green beans plated up. Buttered corn. And it is dinner time. That's it, folks. Some Guinness Beer meatloaf. Extra good for Sunday in the South. Till next time, peace.